Until recently, Nigeria has been languishing in economic recession, which has affected its level of trade and manufacturing activities. Among many other factors, the major influencers of the economic meltdown as identified by economists are Nigerians' penchant for foreign goods as well as limited grounds to expand export earnings and production base as a result of heavy reliance on crude oil. This is why government's efforts to diversify the economy by encouraging and improving local production and promoting interest in made-in-Nigeria products suddenly received a boost. The efforts and initiatives deployed to address the country's economic woes might be paying off. For instance, a report says that Nigeria has moved up 24 places in the Ease of Doing Business ranking to emerge among top 10 most improved economies in the world in 2017, while its gross domestic product (GDP) recorded 1.4% growth in third quarter of 2017. More to reckon with is the amount of capital importation into the country, which stood at $4.145 billion in the Q3 of 2017, more than double the inflow in the second quarter of the year as stated by National Bureau of Statistics and the Central Bank of Nigeria. Although the federal government has not relented in its effort to make the Nigerian economy a productive one rather than being consumption-driven, the rate at which industrial raw materials are being imported into the country has continued to be a setback to this effort. The federal government in the third quarter of 2016 set up the Presidential Enabling Business Environment Council, PEBEC, to look into the various ways of enhancing business operations and to empower citizens through employment in the areas of sourcing and processing of raw materials, to bolster the overall growth of the economy and ensure that the nation becomes self-reliant. Yet, statistics from the Raw Materials Research and Development Council, RMRDC, reveal that Nigeria spent N$5.89 trillion on the importation of raw materials in 2016 alone, thus, bringing the total sum spent on the importation of primary raw materials into the country in 7 years to N$195 trillion. On the average, the country spent N$279 trillion every year within this period. This trend has continued to be a major hindrance to the manufacturing sector, which needed to source its raw materials locally to grow and for consumers to also enjoy affordable prices of commodities. Realizing that government alone cannot change the fate of manufacturers in the country, leading consumer product company, Procter & Gamble Nigeria, has continued to sponsor initiatives targeting sector growth, thus complementing the federal government economic development agenda. The brand has committed over $500 million to support industrialization in the country. These funds have been deployed in the construction of her 2 manufacturing plants such that it produces its products close to consumers, there is localization of manpower, and the growth of micro-small-medium enterprises, MSMEs, which is incorporated into the supply chain of the organization. Just recently, the company which started operations in Nigeria in 1992, partnered with the Federal Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment and the Manufacturers Association of Nigeria, MAN, to convene a meeting of suppliers in the manufacturing sector to chart a course that will develop the industrial market.